All right, I think I'm live. Um, just gotta set this thing up right here. I'm gonna check my audio. Trying to check my audio. Is my audio on? I'm not seeing it. I'm not live. It's saying I'm not live. I don't understand. Do you guys hear me? See me? Everything's telling me it's not live. I've never encountered this technical issue before. I'm live, but it's saying I'm not live. Oh, okay. All right, now I see it. All right, so yeah, I guess I'll just get into it. So the full plan. I just gotta make sure this clock is ticking here. That I'm going all in. Um, to to do to go to YouTube headquarters. And here's my plan. I just want to lay out my plan. It's to go to YouTube headquarters, and I'm actually gonna be putting out. I'm gonna try to put out live catches there. I think is my plan, and I want to do that in a very compliant to YouTube's terms of service kind of way, where it's basically setting a good example of like this is what you're banning. Just low budget investigative journalism of online predators. So I'm going to be going there between the 6th and the 11th. And also I'm going to attempt to contact YouTube at some capacity. You're seeing people in chat. I think I'll talk in chat first. Whitaker ran a new beanie for his meeting with the high officials at YouTube headquarters. Now I'll get another one. I don't know. Figure that out. Get an MPCat beanie. Yeah, I mean, I guess not nervous, but very uncertain as far as how this is gonna go. But the plan is to really make it a point of doing it the right way as an investigative journalist, not as a vigilante, not as like making the difference between vigilantism and what we're doing, predator catching. That's going to be the highlight and the point of the entire trip. But the point isn't just the trip. The point is getting regular people to to take a stance. For us to take a collective stance against YouTube's terms of service. And I will say 100%, I cannot do that alone. I will kind of admit that I tried to like plan this out, in a good way. But it kind of wiped me out a little bit financially. So I was considering opening up donations, but I was kind of uncertain about it, so that's why I was going to have a panel about it. But yeah, it was like the cost just kind of kept adding up and everything. But basically, it's kind of like making a decision that I'm all in. Like I want to, I want to go to YouTube. I want to make a point. I want to make my case, and I wanted that to be the highlight of the trip. So everything in YouTube is symbolic, and you know, um, it won't really matter if I just go on this YouTube trip, do a couple catches, and nothing else happens. Um, you know, like one person can't do it alone. So yeah, so I will have like a Cash App I'm gonna be sharing for the first time. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like basically got like you know like less than $1,000 to my name and everything, and I don't know. Like it's but I'm all in. Ryan, is this to expose YouTube or educate YouTube? Because in my opinion, they are well aware of what and why they are not for predators being exposed. So here's the thing: it's not really either of which. Expose YouTube? No. Educate YouTube? No. Is to make a campaign of regular people, just the heart of our community, to make a public stance against YouTube. So this is about making a point against YouTube. That is the point. This is basically like making a campaign against YouTube. And at first we can, and the heart of it is, I want, basically it has to be like us making a collective point. And I'm going to kind of explain all that stuff a little later. But yeah, it's more like, I'm just kind of opening up the kind of the reality that, like doing the predator catching thing, like full time too. I probably will have to go back on, like the never accepting donations thing. Because yeah, it's just a lot of things just got more pricier than I thought. So yeah, I was just weighing in on it. Yeah, so I was just asking your thoughts. I actually have a Cash App written down. I'm gonna share it, but it's all for the guys. It's gonna all go towards the travel expenses. I'm flying there. Imagine that having a car and flying planes isn't as cheap as he thought. Yeah. Yeah, but the main kind of lesson though out of all of this is I alone, I can't do this alone. Like I can't make my public stance. We can't take a public stance on behalf of the public by myself. It's just not possible. Air Force will pay to fly planes. All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. What are you hoping to achieve? Have a YouTube exec come out? Well, I already said the thing is like I don't know what the confusion is because I made it very clear what I'm trying to accomplish. Like anything about going to YouTube is symbolic to the campaign. Like YouTube could, I don't even know. like pour water on me or something and then tell me to go away or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I set this timer off. That was when I was gonna plug my Cash App. Yeah, not Moon. Nanya actually said drop my Cash App. So so here it is. It's I have it written down right here. It says $, money isn't the only way to support. Okay, so it's $, money isn't the only way to support. So before you donate to a non-existent Cash App, do understand that I'm not actually asking for money, but I am asking for support. I will say that that I tried to kind of bring some activism in this movement on in other ways. There was a petition I tried. It went kind of nowhere. I will kind of just admit I am. It is not my skill. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not great at mobilizing or starting like a giant movement. And getting like a specific agenda across. That's so like me just kind of saying, hey, we should take a collective stance against YouTube, that's not going to mean anything just from me alone. So what I actually need is I'm actually going to start it. I'm going to try to start it probably tonight or tomorrow, but I'm going to try to lead by example. I'm going to make a video why I personally, as Ask YouTube Why on the channel, is why I personally am why predator catching, two things. One, why predator catching why it is meaningful to you. What meaning does predator catching give you? And why you feel that YouTube is taking that away from you. Very simple. So all of the feelings that you have about YouTube, all the things that YouTube is, taking away taking away predator catching. Yeah, so I kind of made a time limit for myself to keep up the thing that I was taking donations. I won't actually be taking donations. But I will say that it will go nowhere if if it's kind of just like me doing this YouTube thing and I kind of make a fuss about YouTube's policies. Nothing will happen. YouTube will completely get away with it. YouTube will completely taking away your favorite predator catcher down, probably me included. And I'm just saying this is the opportunity to actually voice that. And I kind of feel that if you had the opportunity to voice it and you didn't, then we can't really complain when they do. Because we could have, organized an effort against it, but we didn't. Why didn't we? And I will just say, there was kind of similar things I tried to do. I didn't really know how to do it in the past, but certain measure. I think one was a petition changing the law and everything like that. I'm gonna kind of revisit some of that stuff, but the short of it is that certainly just me alone will not, amount to really making the point of a collective stance. What will really make the point of a collective stance is regular people making videos about why YouTube is taking away something that has true intrinsic meaning to them. That's predator catching. A lot of people are negatively affected by online predators. And, mainly you see like the effects it can have like in their entire lives, but this is about YouTube taking away something that is of genuine meaning to you. It's not for clout, it's not for entertainment, nothing like that, but it's like, what does predator catching mean to you, and why, and what is YouTube's impact taking that away? Um, Without that, like that is all I ask, and it is what I ask. Because without that, I agree, it will go nowhere. I promise you, this will come and go. I promise you, it'll be like, it's one thing if, like, let's say all these bad things happen, like the world ends, whatever. In this case, it's just YouTube. Let's say YouTube takes away all the predator catch videos. I would rather go down with a fight, you know, before it all gets taken down. So as long, like, if we so this is kind of like the one way we can, give, you know, like, they don't have to be a catcher, they don't have to be a decoy, whatever it is. Just a regular person, like the voice of why YouTube taking away predator catching, how that impacts them. And that, like, without, like, that is the crux of the campaign of Ask YouTube Why. If anyone can share it, I'm actually going to try to look for it myself. Let me try to find it. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah, I do. So it's pretty simple, but it's this account. So here it is. Ask YouTube Why. So catches will be on there, but mainly it'll be, I think they'll be, I don't think catches can stay on there though. It'll just go live for raising awareness. I think they'll have to be like private and be taken elsewhere because, maybe like very small clips of it will be put back on, but mainly it'll have making the point of the value of catches. So yeah, just saying this has to be a collective campaign. If it's just me, I know it's gonna fail. I'll bet against myself, 100%. I'm just gonna be kind of humble and honest enough to say that I can't do it on my own. But yeah, the more we can, get people on that channel, the more that we can raise awareness to it. And I don't know. I mean, like, again, like, I'm being as straightforward as I can. That certainly, like, I don't have a magic way to like get something to go viral and all that. I don't have that ability. I don't have, like, that's not my thing. I'm actually, like, in the future, I'm actually gonna like even have someone I'm gonna pay to like manage social media stuff, because I don't have like the mind for that. That's not my thing. But the very least, I need is, just spreading the word. Like, that's like such an underrated way of contributing. Spreading the word. If you don't spread the word, it won't work. This will fail if it's done by me alone. It will. Just like the petition. Yeah, and also, I mean, I was actually thinking a lot of work. I was kind of aggressively washing dishes, but also I want to like really like get back into like the MVCap spirit about like going after the DAs that aren't taking cases and why, and making like a whole thing about it. Um, but yeah, I'm actually gonna share the link. Let's open it up. Should we? Does anyone want the link? Oh, it's not a rabbit animal. That's my heater. It's like a very old heater. I like it though. It's fancy. It's not a rabbit animal though. It's like back in the days they would use like actual, I think it's oil or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's old school. Yeah, I don't know. That's what it is. I can't just go into every situation just like it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I'm actually gonna open up the link. But yeah, but again, like I think that if this just goes is something that I rally up on my own and it just kind of comes and goes, um, you know, I kind of will kind of take the position that it wasn't like we could have done something about it, because it's like the more accountability that a lot of people have on YouTube, the harder it will be for YouTube to take it away. Now, again, maybe that's not true, but it's essentially going to be taking a massive stance. Um, it's supposed to like from as much people as possible against YouTube's terms of service, not necessarily YouTube, but YouTube's terms of service, and that there is a difference between investigative journalism and vigilantism, and there's no there shouldn't be a needless policy just taking away any kind of predator catcher videos, thinking that any kind of predator catching, because it's like you know a predator catcher can catch in your community and then take someone off the streets that would ruin multiple lives, and then all those lives like it has a compound effect. Hey, Bill. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be flying with Bill Evans when I'm up there. I'm gonna try and make it a point. Yeah, so I will say though, well, that's the thing about a petition. We could make a petition, and actually, I could just make a petition. But I made a petition before, and it was like to change the laws or whatever. I made to change, I think, a specific laws. It was a long time ago, but it was trying to take the. I think it was trying to take like the sexual element out of the meat and make that prosecutable. Um, yeah, we could make a petition, but what I think is more important than like a petition that has like just a lot of like, oh, I have this petition, and it has like a lot of, it won't really matter if no one looks at it. So what I'm kind of looking for is beyond people other than me also making videos and saying, and basically I think the point is I want to make it so that like I'm going to make a video and then other people can make a video and send it to me, and then I can re-upload that video if they want on Ask YouTube Why. So it's like kind of like a singular outlet. So anyone who supports predator catching, or maybe they they can with money or whatever. They want to support in a free way. This is how, just as simple as making a video and like I think if someone makes a video and sends it, I'll ask permission to download that video and re-upload it. But essentially, I'm just looking for just a bunch of people that will authentically just say why YouTube is taking away something that has genuine intrinsic meaning to them, and that's predator catching. So just by saying why you want predator catching, like that's really it. It's as simple as that. So there's a lot of people that say like, I wish I could support, but I can't buy into this local, or I can't donate here or whatever. Just saying why you want to watch, why predator catching is important to you. That is it. I mean, I feel like if people can't do that, then it's like, then we weren't motivated enough. Not really. Well, the thing is, I will not be able to get their attention. See comments like this. Want to know the answer to it? Like this is just like I'm being straightforward and honest. Is I can't. How will I get their attention? I can't. Me alone? I absolutely can't. It'll go nowhere if it's just me. The question is, how will we get their attention? So I can't get their attention, but we could get their attention. I'm actually gonna attempt to copy this link. That's my very simple answer to it, though. I think I'm going to share the link. I already shared the link. I'm going to pin the link. So yeah, I'm making a point that like people could call this a stunt or something, like going to YouTube headquarters. Like what's that? What difference is that really going to do? It's only symbolic to what we could do. And if it is just me, then we won't be able to send a message. It won't work. Like me alone can't do it. I'm not making any qualms about that. I don't know if that's a word. I'm being very clear about that. Can we get just YouTube connection help? No, probably not. I just got the link. Yeah, my point is that's actually a good thing. Like Nanya, like she could make a video. She could kind of do her live or do her thing and just ask like her supporters to just make videos. Of why it's important to them, why predator catching is important to them. So very simple video assignment. Like why is predator catching important to them? Like why is predator catching important to you personally? I would kind of try to make it somewhat serious. Like don't just say for entertainment. Obviously, like I would just I don't even need to tell you that. Like but true like a heartfelt, not even like heartfelt thing, but just a genuine. Why it's genuinely valued, why it's genuinely important. And I feel like that will be very impactful. Yeah, it's kind of like a situation where we all help each other. We all get our voices out. We all build on each other. But definitely one person, especially just me, like I have no clout, very small platform. I definitely can't do it on my own. Like some people are saying, like, how could I get YouTube's attention? I'm not gonna get no, I'm not gonna get YouTube's attention. Just me? Hell no. I agree. But we could collectively. Yep, Emma. I don't know if your audio's there. Do you hear or think you're having audio connection issues? Well, the thing is, I'm not trying to talk to Alex. I'm not talking to Alex about it. I'm talking to you about it. I'm talking to you guys about it. And I'm not trying to like, my focus is not trying to just get a bunch of like big names and be like, yo, we against the terms of service. That is not what I want. Um, what I'm asking for is, you know, in numbers, making it so that YouTube's that we object to YouTube's terms of service. Um, the most Western I ever went was Colorado when I was a kid, Keystone, Colorado, and actually wasn't very good. Predator Catchers got attention YouTube's attention easily enough when they decided to put more restrictions on terms of service. So that's exactly it. I'm actually not. That's why I'm kind of not. I'm not trying to make it so that it's the predator catchers that are doing it, because obviously they're against it because they're the predator catchers. I'm not looking for the predator catchers. I'm not asking the predator catchers like to make these videos. That's why. There's a reason for it. I'm looking for the viewer. So, you could tell me a bunch of names. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I'm not interested. I'm interested in, making a grassroots campaign of regular people that are not directly affected by YouTube's terms of service on why YouTube is taking away something that they find important. That's what I'm looking for. So any of that other stuff, not interested. Like it's not important. Can you make a short video on why pred catching means so much to us and how YouTube's changes are affecting that? Question 1, should we make this video? Question 2, what should we include if we do? Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I'm not gonna. I mean, okay. So let me try to think about this. I'm trying to think about like exactly what we're looking for, but it's the crux of it is very simple. Is just making it like something kind of authentic, something genuine, something meaningful. Like, what value do you believe predator catching has? Exposing online predators, bringing awareness to the issue, all of that. But I think it's just kind of like Nah, bro, they taken our entertainment away. I thought those predator catches were entertaining. Those catches were entertaining, so they taken it away. It sucks. I think that would kind of be like, kind of not exactly it, but honestly, even that's not like again end of the world if someone makes a video like that, because it's like, but mainly just the number in masses to just have a genuine, meaningful video about why they value predator catching and why YouTube's terms of service. And probably like a huge bonus would be actually reading the terms of service. So in the video, I'm actually going to read the policy. Let me actually try to find that policy. Okay. A little bit more difficult than I thought.
Can you hear me or no?
It's a really bad connection. Yeah, it's a really bad connection. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. So YouTube likes catches if they are edited like art pieces and not just raw video. Well, here's the thing. There's times when I made it like my one of my first videos for MVCap, it was just me saying MVCap isn't a vigilante group, but that got taken down. Like there's been a bunch of catches that I think we know that there's been a bunch of catches that they completely follow YouTube's terms of service, but they're still being taken down. So the point is to say why we object to YouTube's terms of service. Yeah, it's always a focus on my heater. I don't know. It's gonna rattle. It's very warm in here, though. Yeah, I think it's a radiator heater. Yeah, actually, I did forget the point. The thought. I just worked an 11-hour shift, so my mind isn't so minding right now. Yeah, that's actually really true. PCI, like, I really think that PCI does it in kind of in fact, actually, I mean, when I actually, before I started MVCap, seeing how they were getting treated, that was kind of like a main motivation why I emphasized kind of doing it the way like it was kind of like they were one of the catchers that kind of motivated me to make MVCap the way it is. I think Telly's on. Hello?
All right. Morning. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep. Testing. How are you?
What happened?
No, I was just wondering whether you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's so good. Yeah, it's just interesting listening to this. I think maybe you've sort of come to, so in my mind anyway, I think you've probably come to the thing which is important here, which is the terms and services. To me, is how are they applying them, because they just don't seem to follow their own requirements. They're obviously using some kind of algorithm or something to decide what channels are getting nuked, because even ones that follow the terms and conditions get kicked.
Right.
So for me, it's a question of, if I had a meeting with YouTube, I'd ask them, how are you fucking going about this? Because there are channels that are following your rules and you're still kicking them.
Yeah, that's kind of also true, is to make it a point that, that's not even just YouTube's terms of service that we're objecting to. It's that this is their vehicle to take down all predator catcher videos.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a secondary thing, isn't it? I mean, that's the way that it seems. But if they are genuine, that if you follow these, harassment or anti-harassment rules, which I think is what they're sort of on about, I mean, they can't be doing it. They can't be viewing these videos like, I guess, manually. So I don't think they've got people that are actually doing it. They've got some sort of, if you want to use the term, AI, which just scans them for particular things, and whatever it's looking for, it's picking up stuff which isn't valid for some reason. And because you get some people that are surviving. I mean, look at Skeeter Gene. He's a pred catcher, and he's out there, and he's got over 1 million subs. So you can't sort of really, I don't know, the argument that they want to take down pred catching is an assumption which sort of, I don't think, is completely true. That's my view on it, anyway.
Wait, your assumption is that they're not trying to take down predator catching?
Well, explain to me how someone like Skeeter Gene can get away with having 1 million subs.
Well, basically, it's kind of like they just missed the. They were just out of the radar for whatever reason, somehow.
Well, how can something with 1 million subs be off the radar, but some poxy little channel with, 100,000 subs or 50,000 subs or 20,000 subs be on the radar? It doesn't make sense. There's obviously some automated process. Well, it's not obviously. To me, it seems like that's the way they're doing it. There's some automated process which is doing it. Maybe Skeeter's got to a point now where he's got a pass where they, I don't know. There's obviously a process that they use to do it and determine who gets kicked and who doesn't, but that process isn't following their own sort of guidelines for whatever reason.
I mean, essentially, though, it's kind of just making the point that, YouTube is making, like PCI is a good example. They follow the rules and everything. They do what they got to do, and they still get taken down. So it's kind of like the crux of it is just YouTube is taking down predator catching videos. And
yeah, but I mean, that's a naive view. This is my view, my opinion anyway. Is that that's a naive view of it. I mean, you can go with that premise, but if you go into YouTube with that sort of attitude, they're just going to tell you to fuck off, basically. If you're telling us that we're taking down, because you can see it across other communities as well. There's other communities that are having just the same sorts of problems that the pred catching community is having with YouTube. And I think you've got to look at the volume of play hours that get uploaded to YouTube every day. It's obvious that they can't have, manual human scanning of this stuff. They've got to be using some sort of electronic stuff. And it's whatever it is, it's not fucking doing it.
So do you think it's like impossible for YouTube to just not take down predator catcher videos? Like, why do they have to take predator catcher videos down?
I think you've got to ask the question: why is it coming down? Why is it? If people are following, like you just said then, that you uploaded a video that basically had nothing in it and it got fucking mute.
Yeah.
You know, why is that happening? I think that's what most catchers seem to, and I guess the channel owners seem to be getting frustrated with is that, okay, I'm doing the right things, I'm following your terms and conditions, I'm editing this shit out, I'm not harassing them, I've got police presence, I've got fucking disclaimers, and you're still nuking me. It's like, why? Why are you fucking doing that? Because on the back of that, you can draw a conclusion that that you don't want predator catching. I guess, is that true? Is I guess where you're at with it, but I'm just thinking of it from an operational point of view, from being within one of these sorts of, not like I fucking work in anything like YouTube, but the way to get at them is through their own demands. I think, you've asked me to do this, I'm doing this, and you're still, it's like if you were in court or something. It's like, effectively, you'd go to the judge and you'd say, well, I've followed the laws, I've done everything you asked me to, and you've still charged me with this crime and punished me for it. What do you want me to do? Where have I failed in following the law? Because it is effectively a law to, there are laws unto themselves, whichever way you put it. You talk about free speech and all that stuff, but you forego free speech as soon as you place your speech within inside a commercial organisation. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I'm not making the case that it's like a constitutional thing necessarily, where it's like,
no,
because it's not, a platform can just ban everything if they want. But
yeah.
I guess kind of the point is that it'll be at least harder for them to do it is if we have a lot of people being aware of it, that this is going on, and there's a lot of voices, a lot of authentic voices that speak out against it. Where it's like, maybe if there's like some other community, like, I don't know, like chasing ghosts or something, whatever it is, that there's not like a mass like grassroots movement countering that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And the question, whatever. I guess the thing that seems like you're struggling with is how do you get that voice heard within an organisation like that?
So
how do you get your bloody point across? Because you can send emails, you can write a petition, but it's like they've probably got some other kind of fucking automatic filter thing which looks at that as well and ignores it. Because basically that's what they want to do. They just want to ignore shit, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just the very simple answer for that, though, is like, just as far as like my point across and just me, like, I can't. But it's kind of like we all need to, make kind of like really as like as conscious as of an effort, like against it, apply as much pressure as we can. There's like a mass campaign going against YouTube, be like, why are you taking away online investigative journalism of online predators, for almost needlessly, even if they're following the terms of service. It's kind of like a lot of angles at it. Like, you could even say that, YouTube has its terms of service and they're still following it, and then they're still being taken down. Maybe there's too much automation. Maybe there's
automation.
But essentially, it's just like a lot, like, a lot of numbers of people voicing their authentic objection to YouTube's terms of service and what they're doing, basically.
I think that's what people were, because you excuse me, you're talking about it's a numbers game as well. It's like the more people you can get involved, the bigger the voice, the more likely it is that they're going to hear you, I guess is what you're saying. And I think what people are saying in chat is that, getting someone who's got, I mean, I don't know, what do you got, like 60 people in here? It's like, say you motivate one person or 1% of this group to actually make a video, you're not even going to get, maybe you're going to get one person out of it. Whereas if you can get someone that's got more viewers, you naturally you want, if you can get 1% of their viewers to actually do something about it, you're gonna maybe get, you'll get more people making videos, I think is what people are saying, rather than getting, someone like Alex involved just for the sake of it. It's just the fact that he has more viewers watching his show, so you're more likely to get someone that's going to put in the effort to make a video about it. I think that's what people were trying to say down there.
Yeah, kind of what it is like, all right, kind of being honest, is MVCap and Skeeter Green are the only ones that have kind of quote unquote survived. At least so I know, like MVCap, from how MVCap's channel is going, it's done very carefully. Like it's not like, oh, it's surviving. It's like it's very carefully edited. That's why I'm like very nervous about like anything. So it's like I'm kind of nervous about like
I see what you mean. Yeah,
because like if Alex and stuff does, and like how big of a target he has, they might look at MVCap and then might give it the axe.
Punish him in some way for. Yeah, I can see that. But that's an interesting point though, because like you say, that how long has MVCap been allowed to live now? At least maybe not by having the live catches on there, but certainly by having the edited catches on there. That's been up for a while now, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's so. I mean, MVCap is, as far as like, that's the thing. Like like if MVCap just cared about itself, I wouldn't even be doing this. Like MVCap's channel has been good, as far as all purposes. Like it does make it kind of very nerve-wracking to put out something because of that. But it's kind of also knowing that like it's like putting out a catch is like detonating a bomb. It's like, if you put out just one thing a little off, you think just your whole shit's gonna be taken down forever. But it's like other catchers, other catchers, are just getting taken down for like no reason, and it's just kind of I don't know. I mean, like however it's really determined, it's just like we're on wicked thin ice.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? But again, how long? Because that again suggests that it's like, Alex was getting nuked every fucking week before, wasn't he? But now he seems to have hit on a formula, like what it is that he's putting up on YouTube. Like you say, he's paid a lot of attention to his editing and what goes up there and so on. So that you got to assume that there is a right way to do it. And there is a point where they'll sort of leave you alone if you follow a certain formula. But it doesn't seem... But if someone else seems to follow that same formula, like a newer, smaller catcher does it, then they seem to get bloody nuked for some reason, even though they seem to be doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
In presenting their...
But
it doesn't sort of hold that they're trying to get rid of catches if they've let Alex live for as long as they have now. You see what I mean? I just don't think they've got the shit together in how they're making the decisions.
So it's kind of like where if like even a small catcher gets taken down like wrongfully, like let's say they did everything right, we should that's the whole point of the campaign, is applying as much public pressure as possible to it, being like, if like a bunch of videos are going out by regular people being like, hey, why'd they take that channel down? So it's like, and basically kind of making this new kind of way about it, instead of like being silent in the comments section or whatever, just typing and being like, we're mad about it, maybe catchers complain themselves about it, to put as much to make like a huge grassroots campaign where they'll kind of not let YouTube get away with that. They'll be like, it'll be public outreach. Like, why are they censoring, taking down land predators being exposed? Not even being exposed, because we're not giving identifiable information, but the real authentic meaning that it gives people that watch the predator catching community is being taken away by YouTube. Just that.
Oh, that's a potential consequence of whatever's happening. I don't know whether that's their actual objective in the first instance. is what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to just argue a point with you. I'm just more interested in trying to understand what it is that's going on, because the more we understand about what's going on, the more effective we can be in combating it. Rather than just sort of taking a swing at an assumption that they're doing it because of some sort of intent. It's more what's the fucking problem? Then we can try and fix it, sort of shit.
Yeah, so I kind of thought, like, if we make the campaign just like fuck YouTube, and then like just yelling at YouTube, being like like YouTube's bad and all that. Yeah, that's not. I don't feel like that's effective, but that's kind of why the whole point of the campaign is to say, like, ask YouTube why. Where if we do everything kind of in kind of an inquisitive, like, calm-tempered way, where we're just like, what is going on? Well, like, ask YouTube why, right? Maybe we'll get an answer.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good to think about YouTube as well. It's like, I mean, trying to get inside their heads what's important to them. You sort of, you got to look at them as, okay, they are basically a money-making commercial entity. So you can understand them, A, trying to protect themselves from legal issues, but B, also trying to make whatever content that they're putting up there is more attractive to their customers, which effectively are advertisers. So that's how they make their money, is getting people to sponsor your content. So they basically don't have to stick their fucking hand in their pocket. But if there's content up on YouTube which people are choosing to watch, it means that they aren't watching something else. It's that opportunity costing. So if they're watching a viewer up, they're watching, like, if I'm watching content and I'm watching content that no advertiser wants to sponsor, that means they're not making any money out of my viewership, which is really what they want. They want to put content in front of my eyes that they can make money out of through advertising. So there's always going to be that push to make shit advertiser friendly, and there's probably like you say, they'll let things go to a certain point where they'll let them get to a certain size, but then if it's taking views away from sponsored content, they're going to try and either clean it up and make it appealing to advertisers. Get rid of it. There's going to be that sort of push behind it, and whether they've sort of built those sorts of rules into their scanning mechanisms, who fucking knows? Because I know they were going after the gun community pretty hard a couple of years ago, where it was fucking absolutely anything. You couldn't show a fucking gun on there, you couldn't show this, there was channels that dropped. Just really, really wild stuff, and people didn't know why the channels were getting used. And it seems to have settled down now. It's like the focus has gone off that. But I've sort of heard talk as well. There's definitely other communities out there that are complaining about how they're being treated by YouTube. And so again, for that reason, I don't think it's necessarily a targeted thing against the catching community. I just think they just haven't got their fucking shit together. Is a big part of it, and maybe some commercial influences behind it as well. But no, if you're doing the right thing, you're doing a good thing. It's like, try to get them to look at, because they need to improve their fucking game for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of so it's kind of just like, also what's true is there's really no protection from legal issues. I forget what it is. It's like title something, but it basically means that whatever, like, they can't be responsible for someone else putting something out. Like, they would make them liable. It would make the person making the video liable. As far as like an issue of advertisers, there'll be an issue of more of demonetization, which, I mean, that's not even happening. They're just taking down the channels. So it's kind of just I mean, that's kind of the crux of it. And I kind of will say, like, I mean, like, it's kind of being positioned as like I'm trying to like I'm like be knocking on the door and like break in. I'm gonna like demand talk to the CEO or something. I'm like the YouTube like go catching on YouTube headquarters and doing it the like in kind of like very reasonable way is 99% symbolic to like I almost think nothing will come of like interacting with YouTube headquarters or directly with the company itself. I'm almost kind of 99.9% sure nothing's going to come out of that. But it's all symbolic to what we do and motivating us to do, just for us to speak out against it. But that's pretty much the crux of.
No, it's good. It's great that you're fucking taking the lead on it and trying to get something happening. I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just trying to get the ball.
No,
and it's like if someone else was rolling the ball, then I would be joining with them.
Yeah. No. So hey, well, you get Bill Powell to drag a banner behind his plane when you're up there.
Wait, what?
You know, you can get those banners that you have tow behind aeroplanes that say, marry me or, fuck Trump 2024 or whatever. You could get one of those that and fly it around YouTube headquarters with a support Ryan 2024 boo tube or something.
Yeah.
Have I lost you now? I think I've lost you. I'm getting a feeling I've lost you.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. It's early here. I'm just starting to fire up my brain. Well, it's not that early, actually. It's only 7:30.
Yeah, it's 1:30 here.
All right. Well, I better get ready. Serena's going to be mad at me. She doesn't like it when I spend too much time up here. Nice talking with you, Ryan.
Right? Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you. See you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we can like, have conversations about this. We can debate this. We can, figure out like, we can tweak the movement as it goes on. But mainly, all I'm kind of asking is, let's just start somewhere. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's try to be, I guess, as seemingly reasonable about it as possible, so that when we do make our case, it'll be well made. Yeah, I don't really know what he was talking about with the Bill Powell thing. I thought it kind of meant Bill Evans with the plane, and then like, are we gonna hook up a banner to the plane? I don't know. Sometimes I kind of pretend I know what's going on, but I don't. Yeah. Record deal coming. I've been saying this for years, man. So much opposition, bro. Ryan, I've been saying this for years. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, you too, like, you can make a video, like, essentially just, like, the best way that, I'm going to try to get this out as much as I can. And, like, anything I do at YouTube is just raising awareness. It's all going to come down to how much grassroots awareness can we raise on this issue about YouTube taking away, something that truly matters to us. Yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff on YouTube. Yeah, and also another point to make is like, I'm sure like people can, but like people can make their. I'm not gonna ask like everyone to say the same thing. It's gonna really come down to like make your own point too. Like Why are they taking? Why are they not? Why are they letting all this other stuff up and letting that be fine and untouched? And then, but they're really cracking down on, genuine investigative journalism of online predators. Like, why are they doing that? Well, I mean grassroots as in coming from, coming from just like everyone, just the people. Yeah, I'm kind of was a little too tired to do the live, but I just wanted to do it anyway. Like Tilly mentioned, it seems like the algorithm is inconsistent somehow. Yeah, right. Yeah, that might be a great point to make. Say it's like maybe it's like not even like it's like the whole highlight of the thing is like asking YouTube why. So it's like, it could be like, why is YouTube taking down, like, is it just an algorithm that's just doing all this? Oh wow. On your channel? Yeah, I kind of feel like I kind of mentioned it, but again, so I'm gonna kind of keep saying it. I'm hoping that, like, all I kind of ask is I just want to hope, I hope the ball gets rolled on this issue. We can get started somewhere, um, and just make a whole campaign. Objecting to why is YouTube, kind of holding a gun to the predator catcher community. Like, why are they doing that? Like, what can we do? Can we work something out? Not necessarily that, but it's like, at the very least, I just want, even if all else fails, I would have rather we go in with the fight rather than everything be taken down and we'll say that we didn't do anything. Instead of saying every 7 seconds, if you support what we do, join locals. Not really. I mean, you could also say that, but like, it's like, you need money to make it viable and keep it going and to scale up. And the only reason that they're able to, you know, like, have the resources to go across the country and catch all these, like, not just like hebephiles, but like pedophiles, um, is because of the resources being put back into it. So, I mean, it really is that there really is a form of support. It's also a choice. I mean, it's transactional. People want the locals, they'll want the locals, but that locals goes back into making the operation viable. If it's not viable, it's not effective. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is kind of like the one thing that I'm gonna be trying to like keep uh, trying to be an activist for and everything. But it's just I definitely can't do it alone. I'm kind of stressing that. And really, the only way that we're gonna make anything happen is if we all collectively give ourselves a voice. That's the point. If you don't do that, nothing will happen. And it's very possible, if not probable, that all of this goes to nothing if we don't do anything. So at the very least, we should. It would be good if we were able to, all the people that they say they want to support predator catching, not necessarily with money. This would just be the best way to do that. Um, by making it so that just by explaining, in a video why, like what predator catching means to you, and why you do taking that away will be harmful. Um, so yeah, um, I'm gonna kind of end the video off right here. I kind of repeated myself about a couple dozen times, but repetition is key and is a point. So I'm actually gonna end the live here. Yeah, definitely, really appreciate it. So it's kind of like we just got to start somewhere right now. Like, whatever I do with YouTube is going to be symbolic, and the start of it needs to be we just got to start somewhere. So, like, one video, whatever, from one person doesn't seem like a lot, but that's how we started to 5 people. Then we get to 10 people. Then we get to 20 people. So we have to start somewhere, and we can definitely do a lot, even if we're starting small. And I've seen, this community come together in so many ways, and this is a big way to do that. Yeah, I'm kind of officially cooked for tonight. But yeah, so I'm actually gonna be. So it's in 3 days. So it's the third. So I can't believe in 3 days I'm gonna be. Uh, we're doing this in 3 days. Yeah. Good night. Everyone say good night to each other.